Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I'm your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. This is episode 440, and if this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur trying to get over that hump and make things happen. This podcast is for anybody with a dream that wants to go forward and accomplish that dream. And in this world, you know, when you're going through the school system, you are judged by your grade point average, your GPA, right? So someone with a 3.0 or a 4.0 GPA is going to be held in a higher reverence than someone with a 1.5 GPA, someone with a 2.0 GPA, because the higher your GPA, the better your grades are, right? Now, there has been proven that the GPA scale is flawed because some people learn differently. Some people are great test takers, whereas some people are not great test takers. Some people are visual learners, whereas some people learn better from reading. So the GPA scale is not 100% accurate. As you become adults, you become judged based off your credit score, your FICO credit score, which is a combination of your TransUnion, your Experian, and your Equifax credit scores. And that also is deeply flawed. In fact, I would say it's one of the most flawed and oppressive systems in this country. Not because I have been on the negative end of it, but because it's just the truth, right? We judge adults based on their FICO credit scores, unfortunately, which is not an accurate reflection of their character. Because someone with a 500 credit score, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are not good people. It doesn't mean that they don't care about their bills. It simply can mean that they have been on the receiving end of predatory financial practices for a long period of time. Because as we know, inflation continues to rise and rise, but wages do not rise. You know, everyone says get a job, but you can't find a job with a livable wage to get ahead and get out of your debt, let alone continue to pay and handle your day-to-day priorities and liabilities so you can maintain a living, a roof over your head, and things of that nature. So credit scores, GPAs, all of these numbers are man-made systems to judge students and adults' characters, which not all the time can be an accurate reflection of who they truly are. You know, someone with an 800 credit score doesn't necessarily mean they are a better person than someone with a 500 credit score. But in my sanctified imagination, I have a different measurement. I call it the friendly integrity creates opportunities system, FICO. And this is something that I hold myself to. It's a standard I hold myself to, and I hold other people to that standard as well. As an entrepreneur, many of my opportunities, many of my contracts have come from people that I know, referrals, whether it's people that I went to school with or it's people that I've done business with in the past. Nonetheless, the bulk of my business is based on referrals. And people are not going to refer you if they don't think you're a good person. They're not going to refer you if they don't think that you do great work. And ever since I started my business, I held myself to a certain standard, which is if I'm a service provider, I have to make sure that I provide the service and I do exactly what I say I'm going to do for the price that I told them I'm going to do it for. And if there is a problem that arises, I do everything I can do to rectify that situation. Integrity, friendliness. It's not hard to be a professional when you are being a professional, when you are kind, when you do what you say you are going to do, when you don't backtrack on your word, when you do all of these things, it creates more opportunities for you. FICO, friendly integrity, creates opportunities. That's the system. That's the scale that I judge myself on. That's the scale that I judge everybody else on. We live in a world where everybody is an influencer, where social media is controlling our daily lives, right? What's going to separate you from everybody else in your industry or everybody else in your market? What's going to separate you is the fact that you are a professional. What's going to separate you is the intangible things. Sure, it's a million photographers out there. Sure, it's a million writers out there. It's a million bakeries. It's a million coffee shops, all of these different places. But what's going to set you apart is simply you being you and you being a professional and you maintaining your integrity at all times. The customer is not always right. Understand that the customer is not always right. I'm going to repeat that. The customer is not always right. There are many times where I've had clients and customers that, for lack of a better word, pissed me off. But I maintain my composure. I continue to be a professional, and I continue to do my job to the highest level that I can perform it at. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're not going to talk about Antoine or Twiz. They're going to talk about how True Stories Media was rude. They're going to talk about how True Stories Media was combative. So even if the customer is vastly wrong, remember the customer is always first. So therefore, if the customer is always first and this is your livelihood, you have to maintain your friendliness. You have to maintain your integrity, and that's going to create more opportunities for you down the line. Maybe not with this customer from hell, but definitely with somebody else, because men lie, women lie, but reviews do not lie. Understand that. Men lie, women lie, but reviews do not lie. This doesn't just work in business. This doesn't just work in your career. This works in your personal life as well. Relationships are extremely important. When you are a person of integrity, when you are a person that do what they say they're going to do, when you are a person that's reliable, that's going to create more opportunities, and that's going to strengthen the relationships around you. There have been relationships in my life that I have fractured big time, okay, in a major way. And I'm not proud of it. But as an adult, as a man, as a person of integrity, as a person that's always striving to be a better version of myself every single day, I did everything I can to rectify where I went wrong in these relationships. And because I've done that, I now can see clearer. I now know not to make those same mistakes anymore. And not only that, I know that regardless of what happens in these relationships that I did fracture, whether they are pieced together or not, I can walk away knowing that at least they know I did what I could to show them that I'm a better version of myself now. Relationships are so important in your personal life. They are so important in your entrepreneurial life. They are so important in your business life. I just really want y'all to understand that. As long as you are friendly, as long as you have integrity, it's going to always create more opportunities for you. Maintain that in every walk of life, no matter what you do. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody on this earth is perfect. But what we can do is perfect the way we live every single day. What we can do is learn from our mistakes. What we can do is continue to improve upon what we already do well, because it's never going to be a finish line. It's never going to be a pinnacle of who you can be. You can always strive to be a better person as long as you have breath and air on this earth. And as long as you continue to live out your mission, those derogatory marks that you had in the past with other people or in business, it gets better over time, because now your credit history with these people, now your credit history with your customers and your clients is strong. You ever think about the places you frequent often, the businesses you frequent often? Why do you do that? You do it because you like the product that they provide. You like the people that's there. You like how they smile at you. You like how they treat you. You like their service. It's the same thing with you. People revolve around you. People are attracted to you because of who you are. People continue to come to you for advice. People continue to come to your business. People continue to support every endeavor that you have because of you. You are the defining point. You are the separation from everybody else in your market. It doesn't matter how many people are doing the same thing you are doing. There is only one you. And continue to build your FICO score in a process every single day. It's going to create more opportunities, I promise you, because I'm a living embodiment of it. So that's my message today. FICO scores. Friendly integrity creates opportunities. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. And if this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, ask for two things as always. Number one, please leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you next week.